First things first, we're going to do a couple things in this video and it's going to be a lot of fun, so hang on. And if this is your first time coming to this channel, this is a great starting point. Okay, let's do this.
Nothing is written in stone until it is.
Now hold on to your hat.
This is the NBA Storyteller.
What I want to do first, out of the gate before we get to the fun stuff, is say thank you to all 3,000 of you, and then all the other thousands of people who stop by and watch the videos and maybe even comment, who just, you're not ready to make that commitment yet. The click commitment. Okay, thank you. Legitimately. So next, recently I made a video about Michael Jordan and a gentleman named Randy Brown. It was a damn good video with twists and turns and probably one of the more exciting, compelling videos you've ever seen on YouTube, but that's beside the point. No, actually that is the point. But see, the task I gave the group here was to determine whose ball it should be. Quick recap. At the end of the NBA Finals, Game 6, where the Bulls won it all against the Seattle Supersonics, there was a little kerfuffle on the floor where Michael Jordan tried to retrieve the game-winning ball, and Randy Brown decided that it was his time to shine and decided to wrestle for the ball. So that's where that video started, and that's what we're going to pick up today. I give the group here the task of deciding and determining whose ball it should be. Should Jordan keep the ball, or should Randy have gotten the ball? And the overwhelming opinion was, let's give Randy a break and give him the ball. Or at least that's what should have happened. And since I don't know Michael Jordan technically yet, and I'm not ready to risk jail time for this show yet, I don't plan on stealing the original game ball, wherever it may be. But believe it or believe it later, you can actually acquire an official game ball from the 1996 NBA Finals, which I did. I've shown this ball a couple times. Now, I don't think this was actually used. It doesn't say it was used in any game, but I do know there are a shit ton of balls manufactured and inflated for a particular series. Just think, all the warm-up balls, practice balls, and then you need them for both arenas, both teams. And it's not like they're sending balls back and forth between arenas, so there's just a ton of basketballs with this Finals logo printed on it. Maybe a few hundred, and any one of which could probably end up on the floor during the game. And those ones that end up in the game more than likely end up going home with one of the players or team officials. And the final ball famously goes home with MJ. Believe it or not, MJ gets all Finals basketballs. Bet you didn't know that. But all the other ones, well, they end up with people like me. There's obviously a limited amount, but it's not difficult. No, it's very difficult. Let's just say that. Let's write my own story. It was very difficult to get this. So, as a reminder, what I was gonna do was follow through with my promise and write Randy a nice little note and send him this ball, because most folks felt like Jordan didn't deserve everything. Maybe this poor man fighting awkwardly for that ball, the Chicago native, born and raised down the block from old Chicago Stadium, in his first championship moment ever. This guy should have gotten that ball. And the least we can do is give him this one. But you know what? Screw Randy. He's a management spy. He's a plant. He's a hack. He tore that organization apart in the worst possible way by destroying trust, or actually destroying good faith. Because in business, you don't have to trust people necessarily. You just have to know they are working with you in good faith. Randy and his good friend Gar Forman systematically fumigated any semblance of good faith from that team. By the way, side note, unquestioning, undying, blind loyalty gets you nowhere. It's like a time bomb. Anyway, Randy. I mean, whatever, he's doing fine now. So what I've decided is just to give the ball to one of you guys. But unfortunately, as I was writing this script here, I didn't know what system or method to go about in order to determine which one of you to give the ball to. I mean, I could just give it to the current points leader, but the game has barely started and I don't want to cheapen it. Side note, what game you ask? Well, the game that nobody knows they're playing, but people are increasingly knowing they're playing. But you know what? I got it. Here's what I'm going to do. Let me clunk through this explanation here. I'm going to go to every single one of our videos. I like saying R, because you guys are part of this. You know why I like saying R? Because it's like that tree thing. A tree falls in a forest, and there's nobody there to hear it. Did it really make a sound? Subsequently, if a video is uploaded to YouTube and nobody ever watches it, does that video really exist? It's important that you guys are here, just as important. I make them, you watch them, this is a team. So what I'm going to do is go to every single one of our videos and pin one of your comments. And quickly, trust me, it's not going to be based on how long you've been watching, how often you comment. It will be based on, I don't know, how I feel at that particular moment. It may be a contentious comment, it may be a fun comment. I don't know. I haven't done it yet. Now, when someone pins your comment, I don't know if it means you get a notification or something, but I hope it does. So maybe you get a notification or not in the next few days. I'll assume so. Or maybe you have to go check on each video to see if your comment was pinned. I hope it's the first. If your comment does get pinned, then that's your horse, basically. And the race is growth. And I guess I need to explain that. Okay, so let's use this as an example. You got a video with 800 views. And let's say that video over the period of time gets 100 more views. Then its growth is 12.5%. It's simple. 800 views, 100 more, it grew by 12.5%. As opposed to a video like this one that's got 4,700 views, this video needs nearly 600 views to get the same percent growth. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Basically, it's not about views, it's about growth. Okay, I really hope that makes sense. Again, I'm pinning comments for the next this many days here. And if your comment gets pinned, then check in by writing a little note with your favorite year of basketball, and then just wait. Because time will pass and somebody will win. Time always passes and somebody always wins or loses. I mean, technically you could increase your chances by clicking on the video a bunch or directing all your dormant Russian bots towards your video, but I'm not expecting it or suggesting it. I'm just saying everything's fair. Oh, and if you do care and you think you have a better idea for a title for the particular video, then tell me. I will change titles and thumbnails. I'm not committed to any of this. None of it. If you've paid close attention, you've noticed that I change all the time. Listen, I'm just trying to give this basketball away. This legit finals basketball. Like, it's not a joke. I just want to give it away. Okay, also, so you know, I've got a prize for whoever comes in second place. It's not as cool as a basketball, but it'll be something. I don't know, maybe something from the set. Maybe something that you've noticed in the background of the set that you like a poster or broken sunglasses. I don't know. You can have that. We'll talk. Okay, that's all. I'm starting this pinning. As you see, I'm starting pinning immediately, but I'm gonna do this over the next this many days. Also, if you wanna go start writing comments now, go ahead. I mean, I'm telling you, this is a passive contest. It's not about making you do a bunch of stuff. I really genuinely just don't wanna give the ball to Randy, but I said I would, and I feel like this is the only way I can go back on my own word is by promising y'all something, right? I can slip out of a promise by giving something away. That's basically the only way to get out of a promise. Or I could have just lied, but I don't want to do that yet or anymore. Okay. And don't worry, we are still hitting our Sunday 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time show deadline. So hit the notification so you can see when we post that, which will be exactly the time I just said it is. And I love you guys. I do. Is that weird? Probably. I don't know any of you, really. But thanks. Appreciate it. I love you guys like the way I love basketball. All right. Also, shout out to the one and only Legend of Winning, who to date is the only YouTuber confident in himself enough to mention us in a video. So shout out to him. Currently the only man with self-confidence and a surety to mention us. Also, the man just knows how to give credit where credit is due. If you haven't seen his last video, properly recognizing whose arrow this is. Even though it wasn't quite the same arrow, I appreciate the sentiment, and he clearly has approved status for using the arrow as long as there's credit. All right, thank you very much.